Hi everybody and welcome back. I know that you guys have been dying for me to actually do this best of 2019. I'm going to be doing this a little bit different than I think other people do. I'm actually going to be doing my favorites for 2019. That means that I've constantly used them after reviewing them, and they've been something that I go back to. There's something that I don't really put away and I'm always having in rotation. So that is how I'm going to be doing my favorites for 2019. Now I'm going to start off with the one that I'm sure that you guys are aware of. We're going to start with RTAs. So for RTAs, I actually have a few. Okay. Now, I'm an RTA girl. I absolutely love RTAs. So RTAs are my thing. I have very specific preferences when it comes to RTAs for my vaping style. Now, I want to preface this video by saying that just because it's not something you like is not my favorite doesn't mean that it's not good. It's just not something that I reached for because I found something else that was more to my liking. Not that they're bad, not that I didn't like them. I'm just going after the ones that I use all the time throughout 2019 from the beginning of the year until now. So I'm going to start with the Widowmaker. The Widowmaker, this is by El Mono Vapeador and Wendy Vape. They came out with this, and this I fell in love with right when I got it. When I first opened it up, when I first built on it, way before the video or the review, I fell in love with it. And the only thing is the e-liquid capacity is not to my standard, but it vapes like a dream. It does everything that I want it to do in an RTA. So this is great for me. It's got the bubble glass. It's got the juice flow control as well as the airflow control. And it's easy to fill. And it's an all around great vape. Plus you have 3 different airflow rings that you can change it out to. So some days I use the really, really open ones. Some days I use the honeycomb one, but this has been something that I've been grabbing ever since I did the review. So that's the first one I want to mention. The next one I want to mention, there's actually, these two came in tied. Now I've used them regularly, but they aren't 100% my vaping style. And the reason being is because they're a little bit more restrictive and they're smaller e-liquid capacity. I know the Widowmaker is smaller e-liquid capacity, but it's got something that it vapes. There's no restriction to it. So that one I really like because it's open vape. With these two, which is the intake dual, and then I've got the Rebirth RTA. These two are tied for me. I absolutely love the flavor on these. I do reach for them. But being that, like, especially on the, what was it? On the Rebirth, it's actually just a little bit smaller. It's only 5 mil capacity. That to me is kind of small. The other one is like 5.8 mil capacity. It's bigger. So I was, once this came out, I was actually reaching for it more than the Rebirth. The intake dual has more than the Rebirth. But anyway, so these two actually came in tied for me on flavor. They both have top airflow. I'm usually like a lot of airflow. Now I will tell you that in the intake, the intake dual, I do like that with a single coil bill versus the Rebirth. So I don't know. These two are pretty much tied for me. So I did want to mention them, but I have reached for them throughout 2019. The next one I'm going to mention is going to be, and this one I've reached for so many freaking times, and I'm so disappointed because I need new O-rings and I can't find them anywhere. And that is going to be the Bulk RTA. This RTA, what can I say about it? This meets all my expectations. This means, like, this to me is like a perfect RTA for me. This one I have reached for just as much as I reached for my Aroma Plus since it came out. I absolutely love the flavor on it. I like the ease of build. I love the e-liquid capacity, and then it's a bigger RTA. There's so much I love about this. I just love this RTA. Everything that I need in it, the Bulk RTA has it. If you're one that likes bigger atomizers, you like bigger juice capacity, because this does hold, I think it's 10 mils of e-liquid. This does hold a lot more e-liquid than most. I love the top fill because the knurling on here, it just opens really, really dreamily. I love the 3 type of airflow holes because to me, it feels like surround sound, like airflow. But this has been one that I definitely reach for. I mean, I'm sure that you've seen it on my Wonder Woman box. Since I got my Wonder Woman box, I've been rocking it on here a lot. But I absolutely just love this RTA. Not because it's Mark Fagan and all that, but I really love the bulk RTA. If I were to make an RTA like this is like a style that I would make. So I really, really like this one. So this is definitely one of my top favorites. Okay, another one that I do reach for a lot throughout the year since it came out, and I absolutely love that they came out with a bubble glass for it. I don't know if they did, but I know I found a bubble glass for it. It's going to be the Profile RTA. The Profile RTA came out and it was just like, oh my God. I really, really like this RTA because it's a mesh RTA. It was like one of my first, I think it was my first mesh RTA ever. And being that I love the Profile RDA, I definitely wanted to try this. This has been one of those that I constantly reach for. I even did wicking tutorials about it and things like that because it's such a great RTA. The flavor on it is great. And the airflow on it is perfect. It vapes like a huge RTA, but it's a little bit more compact. The only thing I don't like about this that is not for me is the fact that the e-liquid capacity. Other than that, it's like one of my top RTAs to date for 2019. So I do reach for this a lot, like a lot. So that is the Profile RTA. Another one that I have reached for, and I absolutely love the upgrades that they did to it, is going to be the Glass V2 RTA. Do you see a theme here? Yeah, I love big RTAs. So this one here, 10 mil capacity, it's just an amazing, amazing 30 mil tank. Amazing that they actually made it a bubble glass. They actually changed all of it. They made it more space so that you can have more e-liquid in it. And it's the easy slide top fill. And it's got a little cage to protect the glass in it. And I absolutely love this. For a big RTA, I really, really like this. It's definitely more airy than the original. The original was very, very restrictive for me, and I'm not into restrictive vapes. That's just not my style. For me, what keeps me off of cigarettes is clouds, like clouds and flavor, those two. With clouds and flavor, I don't want to go back to smoking. When I don't have those or it's too restrictive and I don't feel like I'm producing a lot of clouds, it's just not for me. So not for me on a regular basis, you know? So this is definitely one that I wanted to mention. And that, even though it's actually an upgraded version and it didn't come out in 2019, these are everything that I reviewed in 2019 and fell in love with. The final one, of course, is going to be my Aromizer Plus. Now, the Aromizer Plus I've had for over 3 years. I've loved it, but they did upgrade it in 2019 to include a bubble glass. So now it holds 15 mils compared to the 10 mil straight glass that it used to have. And a couple more little changes to like the knurling on the top and things like that. And that's your drip tip. You don't have to remove it to actually open it. So it's just been a couple things. It's not really like in my top favorite. Well, it is because I use this one a lot. It is a 30 mil atomizer. I've loved it for over 3 years and I'm going to continue to love it. It just works for me. But I love the bubble glass. When I found out about the bubble glass and I did the review for the newer edition, I automatically went out and bought more bubble glass for my original one that I had for so long. So I love this RTA. This is one of those RTAs that I always gravitate to, and I have for 3 years, over 3 years now. So it's got to say something if I'm still using the same RTA for 3 years. But I did want to mention it because they did do the limited edition in 2019, which had that. And it also came with a single coil deck too, being that you can exchange those, which of course you can fit those in the regular Aromizer Plus. So win-win for everybody around there. So I don't know. This is just one of my favorites and it's not going anywhere. Love. Okay. So that takes care of my RTAs, my favorite RTAs of 2019. Now I do want to give some honorable mentions because there was some that I liked, but there was a reason why I didn't reach for it as much, but I wish I could have. But because of those factors, I just didn't, but I really, really liked them and I tried them over and over again. It just wasn't to my liking for a number of reasons. The first one is going to be the Blotto RTA. This is by Bogan and this was from Bogan and Dovepo. I was so looking forward to this. I love everything about it. Like looking at it, the look of it, the feel of it, the airflow in it. I love everything about it. The only problem is that O-ring that comes off when you're trying to take out the deck. I know that I had some comments saying that they were fixing that, but I never got an upgraded version, so I never got to use it because I only have the one that it doesn't stay that way. I'm a person that I like my RTAs when I want to re-wake or change my coils, I want to dump it over and open it up. Now, honestly, if that was the case and it was like that, I would have definitely reached for it, definitely a lot more this year. I kept trying it, but every time that I need to re-wick, I would have to dump out my juice, and that just was not for me. So that is the only reason why the Blotto is not in my top faves. If I would have gotten an upgraded version, it probably would have been in there, but being that I have the version that you can't open when it has e-liquid in it, I couldn't do it because that O-ring. So that's that. Another honorable mention, which I don't have in front of me because I left it to wash it and I forgot to wash it in time to do this video, is the Kelpie RTA by Vaping with Vic. I absolutely loved the Kelpie RTA. The only thing about that one, even though I reached for it a couple times, being that it's such a restrictive vape, it's not for me. I loved it. I wanted to mention it because I did try it a few times. It's not like I didn't reach for it. I would forget how restrictive it is, and then I would go for it, and I'm like, ah, man, I just wish it just had more airflow, and also the e-liquid capacity because it's such a small e-liquid capacity. So for those two reasons, it did not make it into my favorites for 2019. The last honorable mention is going to be the Kylan M. Now, the Kylan M, I'm kind of like, I kind of have a feeling because of the fact that I know that they replicated some of the stuff from the Profile RTA, being the mesh and the ceramic plate and everything else, but it was made with top airflow. And to me, it vaped completely differently. It gave great flavor, but for me, it felt like a different vape, which I really did like. And I kept using it a couple times, but again, small e-liquid capacity, it really wasn't for me. And over the Profile RTA, I like the looks of the Profile RTA and the bottom airflow rather than the top airflow. So, I did reach for it a few times. I won't lie to you. I did like it a lot. It's just those different reasons that I couldn't stand behind it 100%. Biggest problem was the fact that that top airflow restricted it. It really, for me, for my way of vaping, I feel like it restricted it some. It didn't give the flavor that I got off of the Profile RTA. So I kept going back to the Profile RTA. So that's it for RTAs. Now on to RDAs. Now on the RDAs, I have my favorites that I use all year round or that I've been using continuously since I've done a review. So the ones that I'm going to mention, which are not my flavor RDAs, because those I've had for years and I just repurchased a whole bunch of them. So, which I'm talking about my Nudge 22. Those I use for flavor testing, and I literally have like 6 of them. It's the only RTA that I have like, or RDA that I have like 6 of them because I love using those to test flavors. Now for regular RDAs, I've actually got, what is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. One of them I don't have in front of me if I'm not mistaken. For some reason I can't find it, and I'm really, really pissed about it because it was one of my squonking RDAs. So I'm really, really mad about it, but we'll find it eventually. All right, so the first one I have to mention is going to be the Profile RDA and the Profile 1.5 RDA. The Profile RDA, since the day that I did the review, it has not left my Squonk Mod other than for me to review other Squonk RDAs. I have used this rainbow on this green mod since the day I got it. I absolutely love the original Profile RDA. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm not trying to sell it or anything else, but I think that with Tofo and Mr. Just Right One, Joel, just hit it out of the park with this. And this is my favorite, top favorite RDA for squonking. Throughout 2019 and going into 2020, I haven't found any that actually replaced this on my squonk. It hasn't happened. So this one is definitely one of my faves. The 1.5 RDA, the Profile 1.5, I like it. I think that it's got great flavor and it's got very good potential, but I still reach for the original over the 1.5. They're both very similar, but there's just something about the original. I think it's the airflow that I don't get from the 1.5. And I don't mean that in a negative way because they're both good. I'm still using both of them, but I tend to use the Profile RDA, the original, all the time, and this one sometimes. So that's it for the Profile and the Profile 1.5. Pretty much they're tied, but not really, because this one beats it all the time. Which, by the way, I do have a wicking tutorial if you're interested. So that's for that one. The next one, which absolutely blew my mind, I was not expecting to love it as much as I do. And I don't know what I was expecting when it came out, but I fell in love with it so much to the point where I went and bought another drip tip for it to match it, the original drip tip, because I was so mad that it broke on me. So, and that is going to be the Passage RDA. The Passage RDA is from Matt from Suck My Mod and Hell Vape. This RDA has such great flavor. I love the airflow on it. I love the flavor. I love the cloud production. This is just, it's not on a mod because I just literally cleaned it so that I can rewick it. But this is one that I love. I use it on like my mech mods. I use it on my regulated mods. I use it on everything. I absolutely love the Passage RDA. If you haven't checked out my review for it, you really need to. By the way, all the videos for everything that I'm listing will be down in the description below. So that way, if you want to click on them to watch them, you can do that. But the Passage RDA, I'm telling you right now, this RDA is freaking heaven. I love this RDA. I cannot tell you, I don't know if it's just the color that helps it, but it's just, it's a perfect vape. Every single time. It doesn't matter. And I've still got the original coils in it, which they're coil cloud coils. So they last for months and months and months as long as you treat them right. And it's still, every single time I wake it up, I'm like, yum. It's amazing. So that's for the Passage RDA. The next one, which I do not have in front of me, which I'm going to have to put a screenshot right about here for you, is going to be the Point Blank RDA by Asmodus. I don't know where it is, and I'm really, really frustrated on it, because that's like one of my favorite squonking RDAs, especially on my purple single Topside. So on my purple single battery Topside, that is always on it. And I took it off to review something and now I can't find it. So I will be finding that. But the Point Blank RDA, amazing flavor. It looks amazing. The colors on the rainbow caught me, like it was just the perfect rainbow. It just matched everything. And it has an airflow that is not like any other. It is semi-restrictive, which that's why I don't carry it with me as much. I really like the openness of the Profile RDA, but I still use it because the flavor is so good on it. So yeah, so that is another one that I still continue to reach for. I just can't reach for it right now since I don't know where it is. The next one is going to be the Recurve Dual. The Recurve Dual is actually, the Recurve, the original Recurve I absolutely loved, but then it became too restrictive compared to all the other RDAs. But the Recurve Dual in single coil, yum. I like it with dual coils, but I love it with a single coil. So if you're looking for a single coil Squonk RDA, I definitely recommend the Recurve Dual. I absolutely love it. Only thing I miss from the Recurve Dual, to be honest with you, is going to be the curves. That's from the Recurve to the Recurve Dual. The only thing I miss are the curves. I absolutely love, I have lipstick all over. I absolutely loved the shape of the original one, and I wish they could have kept it, but I understand why, because they had to make the barrel a little bit thinner. So I understand that, but the Recurve Dual definitely makes it in. This is one that I go to. It's one that I rewick and I use all the time. I actually use it on this Topside. I've just got specific RDAs that are for squonking and specific ones for dripping. And this is definitely my squonking RDA. So that's that one. The next one is going to be the Ardent RDA. The Ardent RDA is actually one from Tenacious TX Vapes, Stan and Times Vape. And they actually incorporated it into this whole kit. But at first it came with just the black, and then they did provide the top cap when you bought this kit. So I absolutely love it. I love it on this mech mod. I think that it's just an amazing RDA. I've loved it since the first time that I vaped it. It's just been amazing. It's one that I reach for all the time, and not because it's in pink, because I had it in black before and I was reaching for it all the time. I had it on my black mech mod. It's, to me, on the Dreamer is what I had the original one on because it was made for the Dreamer. But yeah, ever since it came out, I've been loving the Ardent RDA. I will not leave anywhere without it because I absolutely love it so much. So yeah, another one. And then of course, you know, with the mech kit, it works great too. But for the RDA itself, absolutely amazing RDA. It gives me flavors, it gives me clouds, it gives me everything that I want. It's easy to build on, and the airflow is it's just amazing. It's just totally amazing. So it's everything that I like. The next one is going to be the Axial RDA. The Axial RDA is actually from Mass Mods and Unicorn Vapes Inc. I actually have the pink one, and I love this. I love this. I have it on my Unicorn mod, which ever since I got it, I haven't taken it off. Love this RDA. This RDA, again, very easy to build on. The flavor on it is incredible. The style of it, because it is a 22 millimeter RDA, but it does come with like a beauty ring that you can get for it, or it comes with. And it just makes it a 24 millimeter, which is just perfect for me. So I absolutely love it. The pink stands out. They've got so many different colors. They've got green, blue, everything. You can literally just buy the top caps if you want. So yeah, so that I absolutely love. And again, the video will be down below, but love the Axial RDA. And if I'm not mistaken, I've been seeing it on Instagram. I know it was for Christmas or maybe the New Year's. I think it was like $4.99. If you see that special, get it. It is so worth it, I promise you. And dressing it up and changing out the top caps just makes it worth it. So definitely the Axial RDA. The last one that I have is actually the Ocular RDA. The Ocular RDA is the Twisted Messes and Og Vape. It's actually the only thing I've ever received from Twisted Messes, is, you know, for a device from Twisted Messes, is this. And I've loved this RDA since I got it. This thing, bro, this thing has tremendous clouds. If you love clouds, I'm talking about you. If you love clouds, you have to check out the Ocular RDA. This thing really just amazed me when and you'll see it in my review. It amazed me the first time. I was like, whoa, it wasn't my first time during the review, but you know, from that first review on, I've just been amazed by it. It's just an amazing vape experience. It's just, and it's funny because it doesn't look like it would be. It just looks like a regular RDA from the outside, but the power this baby has and the flavor, you got to check this out. You really do. I mean, I love the Ocular RDA. So going over, literally, I don't even know if I've had any other Squonk Mods other than the Topsides this year. And I'm going to tell you my favorite Topside this year is going to be the Topside Dual in my green. I've absolutely loved this green the whole time. I know that they have the carbon one. I still reach for the green one. This one has been just my staple, my everyday, my go to work banger. I've absolutely loved this all year round. I'm talking about like since the first day I had it, I've been using this one to the point where I think my fingers are literally like meshed to it because this has been my staple for all year round. If you like a Squonk RDA, you definitely need to look at the Topside. If you like that Squonks and his top fill, you need to look at the Topside. I don't think I've reviewed too many Squonk Mods other than the Topsides all year round, but out of all of them, this is my number one. Now my number two, it was the purple one. It was the single Topside until the Topside light came out. The Topside light, I'm absolutely adoring. I love everything about the Topside light. I love the feel of it. I love the weight of it. I love the fact that you can use 3 different size batteries. I love the top fill, and most importantly, I love that I can see the whole bottle through here. And of course, you can change this into a regular mod as well. So you can, you know, take off the squonk piece and make it into a regular mod. So this is a first place, this is second place. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Squonk Mods. I don't have the other things available to do favorites yet for like a sub-ohm kit or anything like that. I can tell you that sitting in front of me, like the one that I reach for the most ever since I got it, and it's never been out of my sight, is going to be this one from Nicotine. I put RDAs on it. I put other tanks on it. I put rainbow tanks on it. I put purple tanks on it. I put everything on it. I absolutely love this, being that it has such a big internal battery. That to me is just, it's plus. It's just plus. Plus it has a flashlight. And so this one has been my reach to all year round since I got it. I literally have it with me pretty much all the time. So I carry a lot of mods with me. Now for my custom mods, I can't do any favorites because every single one of them are my favorites. The ones that I got this year. The ones that I got this year were from, of course, Big Mike's Box Mods. And this was actually the very first Chroma series high-rise mod that they ever made. And this is number 1. This was actually made for me for my birthday. I absolutely love it because I am a Wonder Woman fanatic. I absolutely love Wonder Woman. She's been just my hero all my life. She's somebody that I've looked up to. It's just, I love Wonder Woman. So, and they knew that, and they actually made it special for me. It has Wendy vapes on it. And I love everything about it. This is a DNA 250C. It's got a huge battery. This is the big one though. This is, if you don't like big mods, you probably won't like this. But if you do like big mods, Big Mike's Box Mods on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, reach out to them and talk to them. I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. These do take LiPo batteries, but I love LiPo batteries or internal batteries. So it doesn't bother me, but this has been like my holy grail since the day that I got it. And I absolutely love it. So I've been using it for about 6 months now, and there's nothing I don't love about it. Next one that I just got in December. I want to say it was in December, or was it for Christmas or for Thanksgiving? This one is actually in the Chroma series too. This is this the Baby Deuce? I think this is the Baby Deuce. This is the smaller version of the HD Chroma series. But if you see, this one is a little bit smaller. This is more like an everyday mod. To be honest with you, because of the size, it's more of an everyday mod. It's got that weight to it. It's got the LiPo battery. It's got the DNA 250C. It's still beautiful. I mean, look at the artwork. The artwork is just incredible. You can actually see, you know, give them what you want, or if you don't know what you want, you give them some ideas of like things that you like, and they can, you know, custom make it for you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. This isn't a review. That's it for my favorites for 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, like, what are your top 5s of anything this year? I've pretty much gone through everything. I'm sure there's a little bit more, you know, again, these are like my tops, everything that I reach for on a daily, all the time. So yeah, so let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next review. Bye.